Okay, so great to see essays from you again. Let's take a look and see what you wrote here. Pollution, why, and how can it be solved? All right, so let's see what you did here. Pollution is one of the grave issues the world is facing. The adverse effects of this have begun to spiral out of control, especially in the metropolitan cities. This essay will investigate the reasons behind this with the support of examples from Harvard and the UK government and give my solutions. Okay, fine. There is ample evidence that suggests that human activities are the major reason behind environmental pollution in megacities. Industrialization is one such activity that has harmed, the environment significantly. Most of these industries and factory buildings are situated in the big cities. No. Most of these industries and factory buildings situated in big cities. Let me try that one more time. Most of these industries and factory buildings situated in the big cities release toxic gases and waste products which pollute both air and soil. That's it. For example, a recent empirical research by Harvard shows that New York is producing more than 50% of its pollution from its industrial areas. Okay, so that's one reason. Another reason for the environmental degradation of these metro cities is the rising population. Because of this, the number of vehicles on the road have increased massively, consequently contributing to air pollution. For instance, a recent study done by the UK government shows that 30% of the total pollution generated by the City of London is attributed to vehicles. Yeah, because of this. Okay, fine. All right. You know, you didn't have to put this in its own paragraph. I think you could have just, I mean, you were talking about the reasons for pollution. So what you could have done is you could have said human activities are the major reason behind environmental pollution in megacities. So then you could have talked about, you know, industrial, and then it should have just gone in one paragraph. I wouldn't have split it like that. But let's see what you did with your solutions. To address these issues, the government and individuals, plural, have to work together. Government can introduce laws that are beneficial for the environmental health, such as endorsing the use of clean energy and making use of fossil fuels finable. All right, I don't know about that word, finable. How about a punishable offense, or I don't know about finable, but I'll, just leave it with a question mark in my head. Individuals also have to take care of the environment by planting trees in his or her backyard and limiting the consumption of automobiles. Okay, how is that a solution? What you've essentially done here is you've just created it feels like a bulleted list. So what you're saying is governments can introduce laws endorsing clean energy and making this worthy of a fine. Great. How is that a solution? How would it help solve the problem? So unless you do that, it really just feels like a bulleted list. That's not a paragraph. You have to go a step further and explain how your solutions are in fact solutions. No matter how obvious it might seem to you, it still is something that must be done. Okay? And that's why it's just so underdeveloped. You did a nice job of developing how your problems are problems and why they're problems, but you did not do the same for your solutions. Okay? And I have to tell you, this is really common. Many people do this with their solutions paragraph. It's exactly the same thing. But you do have to explain how your solution would solve the problem. Okay? So, to conclude, because of the Industrial Revolution and massive consumption of fossil fuels, many parts of the world, mega cities in particular, many parts of the world, mega cities in particular, are under a great environmental risk. However, if we become united and start taking care of our environment, then we can mitigate the effects of pollution. Okay, so the good news is that the vocabulary is great. The grammar is also very, very good. I didn't have any problems with that. It's the task achievement portion, particularly in your solutions paragraph. Everything else was really good. I also told you that I wanted you to combine those two problems into one paragraph. So that's a coherence and cohesion thing, because it's how you organize your paragraphs. But your solutions paragraph definitely needed more development. It needed some extension. So that was the weakest area of this essay. Other than that, like I said, the areas of grammar and vocabulary were very strong, so no problems there. Let's take a look now at your summer job cover letter. Here's what you wrote. Dear sir, I am writing this letter regarding an opening for one of the summer jobs in your company. My name is Geet Christian, and I am doing a master's degree. Currently, we have a summer break, and I do not have any summer classes for this duration. Therefore, I've decided to gain extra money and experience by working in your company. I was always fascinated by the computer and the inner workings of software. Get rid of the A. I don't like I was always. It's as if you were in the past and you no longer are. So the correct tense would be I have always been. I have always been fascinated by the computer and the inner workings of software since my school days. I am willing to work on any software development project. However, I would like, because want is very informal, so in a formal letter like this, you would really want to use formal. I would like. So I would like to start my career in smartphone app development. So it will be of great help to me if you assign me to any mobile app development project. Okay. Last year I developed an Android app to help my father in his business. It was a small app which stores and keeps track of the items in stock. I have also worked on a personal project of mine. No, I really want you to combine these two sentences, okay? So let me show you how. I have also worked on a personal project of mine, which was creating a computerized version of the game of chess. Okay, really just sounds so much more advanced that way rather than just having these little two tiny sentences. Okay. All right, so what's the takeaway here? Therefore, I do have considerable experience in this field and would love to gain some professional experience at your company. All right, so I have mentioned the details of each project in my resume attached with this mail. I'm looking forward to your reply. Yours faithfully. Okay, very good. I did like this letter. I think it was good. It wasn't perfect. You did have a couple of mistakes, which I talked about. So you should have some feedback to help you realize how to improve this. Okay, but it was good in terms of the language you used, and no, I liked it. Okay, so nicely done. Let's see another set from you, but do work on correcting these mistakes that we talked about. Okay, so good luck, and I'll wait for your next set.